Hey, this is the Big JT, and I'm at Lifest, and sitting in front of me in the Q&A session are the men from Newsboys, and I have other media here, so we're just doing a quick Q&A. If you guys could quickly introduce yourselves.
My name is Paul, and I play the guitar.
I'm Peter, I sing.
Jeff, and play keys.
Thank you much, guys. So, I just want to thank you guys for coming to Wisconsin. I notice you guys come here quite often, about, once a year, sometimes twice for Power of One or something like that. Do you really like playing in Wisconsin?
Of course, we love it here. It's very nice. Especially this time of year, it's pretty and people are friendly, they're very festive, Well, they call it a festival, I think,
Yeah, it's festival seems to attract sort of festive...
Like a festive spirit.
Festive people.
I mean, yeah.
And it's not as hot here as it in Nashville.
No, it's not as hot. Which makes it more festive.
Yeah, that's true. It adds to the festive vibe.
Yeah.
Humidity seems to suck the festive vibe from even those at festivals.
It does from me. What about you, Jeff?
Humidity will rob the festivity from me.
Yeah.
I usually don't come back to life till about October.
So you do the reverse hibernation, huh?
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you explain to me the origin of why cheese is so associated with this part of the world?
Well, this is coming from a somewhat Wisconsin native. The reason that cheese is so much of a part of this part of the world is that we have so many cows. As a matter of fact, we do have, I don't know if you guys have really been doing much traveling around, in your vans or your buses, but we have this thing called heifer mist, dairy air, if you will. That's that smell coming off the fields and all the cows,
Yeah, I smell that.
Now, I got a question.
I lost control here.
The Green Bay Packers.
Right.
What?
Amazing team.
They are. They really are. Good team. Really like them.
That's 50 miles from here, too.
Yes, not far from here. Yeah. Brett Favre.
Right.
He's coming back, I heard.
Yeah,
Really
it's a
come back.
controversial thing.
Hang on, I thought he was leaving. He's coming
He
back.
left, but then he's coming back.
But this might be a really dumb question, but I'm an Aussie, not right up on American football as much as I'd like to be, but I love the game. It is a great game. I enjoy it. But why the name the Packers? Like the Green Bay Packers. Like I get the Titans and I get the Raiders and the Packers.
Well, actually, the Packers name is more historical.
Yeah, right.
Acme Packers. I believe it goes back to you, right, guys? These guys will probably know I'm...
Meat packing plant.
That's what I thought.
It was the first sponsor of the team. And it said on the uniforms, Acme Packing Company. And then it just sort of devolved.
I was going to
De-evolution.
And the team's owned by the people, right? Kind of.
Yeah. This is the real America's team.
I actually heard
Shareholders, yeah.
So, because the images of meat packers is people that are doing very hard work in the freezing cold weather. And I think that image, that's fair to say for the Green Bay home games, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So next question for the person interviewing us.
Yeah, when did I lose control here? Come on, guys. I mean, I know this is only my second interview or my third interview here, but wow.
Yeah, don't do this again.
It's the 10th anniversary of Lifest,
Right.
and the band's been invited back just about nearly every year. What's it mean to the band to be invited back to a festival like Lifest every year?
I think it's an honour, isn't it? I mean, it's something that we've been around a while. We've been around a little longer than Lifest, and so we've sort of seen over the years. We've seen a lot of them come and go. I think if I could probably list off 5 or 6 festivals throughout the United States, and probably about another 10 around the world that you just didn't make it. They ran into tough economic situations, or worse. There's ones that there was some sort of catastrophe or something happened, just wiped it out for that year. And so I think we don't take it for granted. They're a great time for all different walks of life, economic, denominationally. They all get together out in the field and have a good time. And so every time we get invited back, it always feels. It's nice to be invited somewhere, isn't it? It's like when your neighbour says, "Hey, I'm having a barbecue," you don't get invited. That's kind of a little upsetting, isn't it? So it's good to be back,
And for us, we turn up, and we create huge decibels. And, imagine going to someone's house and making so much noise that the neighbours were affected by it, and then they invite you back next year.
Yeah.
That's nice. I just met a guy called Bill who drove me up the road, and he's been working for 25 years for a local plant here making trucks for the Army. And then I said, 25 years, okay, so you started when you were... And he said, no, I had another job before that. I said, what was that? He said I was a Major League Baseball pitcher for 11 years.
Wow.
And so sometimes when you come here and there's the big event, sometimes you forget there's all these people, and he was like a volunteer that was driving everyone around. And so festivals are great in the sense that there's all these people here that have set up all this stuff that are just, they do it every single year, and they come and volunteer. And so we play our part in it, which is to come and bring music and bring a message. But in the end, we're a part of a whole deal that involves a lot of people. So to turn up and be a part of that and play your part in that it's like Peter was saying, it's a tremendous privilege.
One more question, all three of you can answer if you'd like. Could you just comment on any of the outside ministries outside the band that you guys support or real gung-ho about?
Yeah, I'll start. Gosh, I think it was about 10 or 11 years ago we went and we were kind of avid dirt bike riders, and we started going down to the Baja, Mexico, and in our travels down there we were riding, we'd spend 3 or 4 days just riding across the desert, no roads, carry your water on your back, and in them travels we had people coming from friends and kind of relations, family members from all over, from South Africa, Australia, New Zealand, and one of our friends from New Zealand who was a pastor, Anthony Walton, good mate of ours, and he ran into a guy in the Baja that was doing some incredible mission work, and that's how usually these things work, it's connections, and so we were connected to Anthony from New Zealand, who connected us to Baja Bob from San Diego, and so that's how the body works, doesn't it? It's connected, and so we started just doing a lot of mission work down there, building homes, and it's just expanded. I think there's over 1,500 homes being built down there now, but also taking teams down there. There's anywhere from 800 or 900 people going down every year on a Baja mission trip, and there's also, which has really blessed us, seeing churches planted and the locals being trained in leadership, and seeing them go out and affect their own communities, and that's probably something that all three of us have really, I don't think there's 3 individual things I can think of, but that's one thing that's been with us for a long time. It was something we didn't decide to go out and we're going to go and start this here. It really just happened out of, like for all of us, there's lots of things. There's a mission field out there. It might be your next door neighbour or the people you work with. But if you kind of just let it happen naturally and you kind of be thinking of it, it seems to grow into something really great. And this has. It's really taken off, been a blessing to us.
Paul or Jeff, did you guys want to add anything to?
Like what Pete was talking about. We're kind of a part of this organization called Global Tribe that we kind of actively support through the band, and it's really been good because a lot of the places we've traveled to a lot of different countries over the last 3 years. I think it's been like over 30 countries probably in the last 3 years. So when you travel there a lot, you get to see a lot of different things, visit orphanages and all that sort of thing. And I think we've met so many incredible people like Baja Bob and all these other countries that even on this last tour for the last 15 months when we were on the Go Tour, we were able to build up Global Tribe so that we can send resources and teams back to the places that we saw firsthand and have connections with these people on the ground. So that's been it's been a cool thing we've been able to do for the last few months.
Any new recording plans in the next few months? Or?
Oh yeah, yeah. We're one more thing on Global Tribe. I was thinking, if anyone's interested in, you can go to globaltribe.com and sign up as a partner or come on a trip with us, whatever. But there's a website out there for that. And
I was going to say one other thing about it. Band like Newsboys has worked with so many different aid and mission relief organisations over the years, World Vision, Compassion, whoever else. And about the time I came along with the band was when the talk about Global Tribe started to become a mechanisation. And what I saw from it was that Newsboys go to somewhere like Uganda or go to Russia or go to Baja or go to Australia or go to these places. And the idea with Global Tribe is that we can actually start meeting need right where it is, whether it's long-term or short-term. So 3/4 of the way through the Go Tour, which went for 15 months, there became a pressing need in Haiti. And up to that point, it hadn't really become known, and it was all over the media. And so the director of Global Tribe flew to Haiti started to see that there was this immediate need, and so we started to move money that we were collecting and raising straight into Haiti. But there was also these other projects that have kept going, and there's been orphanages, as Jeff said. There's been Baja in Mexico has been going for a long time, but then all of a sudden Haiti. And so that's been the great thing about having a mission and aid organisation that we've been able to very much be a part of, because we can actually see something straight away and start to help meet that need and start to make aware to the people that we play before. And so using the profile and the audience the band has to actually shine the light on areas in the world where there's long-term need and immediate need. And that's what's been exciting about it, really being able to see that face-to-face and see tens of thousands of dollars straight away go to feed starving kids in Haiti who are eating these horrible little cookies that were made of mud and a little bit of rice and a bit of butter, had zero nutritional value. And so that was pretty exciting too. That's the idea behind Global Tribe. It gives us a chance to go somewhere, see something, and immediately begin to care for those people in that way. And that's been a wonderful thing. And the website has a lot of information about it, about how you can actually get involved and come on trips with Global Tribe, or even some initiatives that you've seen that we haven't. You can make those known to us. So it's kind of an awesome organisation in that way.
Are you involved with the label heavily?
I was at the first 9.5 years. I kind of was pretty involved. Working. I can't remember. I'm not good at reeling off names, but I get producing records. Jeff and I did a few, and some Petrol Records, Plus One, and 363, and then obviously executive producing stuff. And
New music on the horizon?
for Newsboys, right now we're working. We're kind of, you'd say we're in the thick of a new album. When we're home now, we're in the studio writing. These days you kind of write and record at the same time. You throw down ideas, and if it's a great idea, you keep it, and if it's not, you erase them megabytes. And so
any chance you could bring Jenny Golan back?
What's that?
Jenny Golan?
Owen, you talking about?
Golan? Jenny Golan?
No.
Huh?
Yeah.
I thought they toured with you early age, New Zealand.
Oh, you're thinking of Hoi Polloi.
Yeah.
You almost pronounced it
Yeah.
No, Jenny Golan is the singer. She was the lead singer.
You lost me for a second there. You're going that. This hard drive, it's like it's not on OSX yet, mate.
That's some of the megabytes that you erased.
That's erased, yeah.
Is there
some other bands.
is there a timetable for the recording?
Yeah, there is. It's when it's better than anything we've made. You know what I mean? And that's really, when you've, I think for any band, whether it's your first record or your second record, it just has to be better. I mean, people expect that. They want it. We want it. We're not settling down. We're not settling for anything less than what we've done in the past. We're not trying to regurgitate anything we've done. We're not trying to. I think one of the successes of writing music successfully is if you can write something that you love and you get a whole lot of people that agree with you. You know what I mean? And then that's a success. And so we're just writing songs that we love, and obviously they come from us, so they feel like a Newsboys record. But yet it's what Newsboys should be doing right now. As far as the sound and the ideas and the vibe. We're kind of we've got about 20 something ideas. We feel like we've got 5 monster songs. Yeah, big ones. Get ready.
Nice. Excellent.
I'm done, Ken.
Okay.
And I'm
all 3 of you guys are family men, right?
What's that?
And all 3 of you are family men?
Yes.
Do your families rock out to Newsboys?
Well, I noticed today when I travel with my wife, and so yes, and I did notice today that there was a whole bunch of kids that I recognised running out in the field. So a lot of times the guys will bring family members out. But we're not as. A lot of times there's an image that you're on the road for months and you're out just doing it's not that way at all. You're usually home quite as much as you can be. So.
My kids were out a couple of weeks ago, and I asked them afterwards what was their favourite bit, thinking, when you went over there and when you went up there, and they said, when the smoke comes up, that's our favourite bit. When the drums spin around. I'm like, what did I? But when when the confetti comes down. I'm trying to fish and I didn't get anything. But Duncan's daughter's out at the moment.
Yeah.
Steve's children are out.
Yeah.
Our monitor guy's kids are out. It's like a family bus today. It's good.
Nice. Well, I'm out of material.
I bet you drop any more names they won't.
Are they on the way?
Yeah, I'm out of material. Well, this is the Big JT, and I was just talking to Newsboys. Keep listening loud. Eagle 89. This is the Big JT, and I'm back with the Newsboys. One more question. Yeah, it'll get edited in later. Like that will just get edited out right there.
That'll be edited.
There we go. That'll get edited out. You guys have a greatest hits out now. Is this looking back on some of the stuff? I mean, some of these songs are getting close to 10 years old.
Yeah.
Are you trying to reach now a little bit younger audience so that you reintroduce them to Newsboys, or just for?
We leave that up to their parents, you know.
Because I've always wondered why audience or artists will release their greatest hits.
A lot of times, a greatest hits is more than not. It's usually put out by a record company.
Okay.
A band doesn't have any say in it.
Okay.
They might add a couple new songs to it, or a record company might find a couple B-sides.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's just kind of the way it works. And we shine the hits. The first one we did, we were kind of fairly involved with, but there's no motive. I think it's a record company's kind of idea. They come up with it, and there's good and bad to them. The good is that you usually get a couple of new songs from the band, which is great. But there's no real purpose for us to go and reach another, or we just kind of do what we do. And I think if you focus so hard on trying to reach a certain audience or demographic, you'd forget the music.
Okay, I have a lot more questions that just popped in my mind. It's really going in the spirit. I'm not even prepped for any of this, I'll be honest with you guys. What is your role when you guys hit the stage? What do you feel your role is?
To remember the words and to sing in tune.
I reckon this is not necessarily representing anyone else's opinion, but my opinion is that an event can't really change anyone's life. A band, a concert isn't really, but it's like a catalyst. And I think what happens with music, the way God made it, is that it seems to have this amazing ability to cross over many barriers that other mediums or things don't really do. I mean, the Newsboys demographic of the audience is very young kids to grandparents. And some people might not think that's cool, but I think that's extremely cool. So I think what happens, music brings people together. But in the end, your hope is that these songs and these moments that create and the words that Peter speak will actually soften people's hearts to God. And then it's the people who are friends with these people. That's where the real long-term discipling is going to go. And you can't disciple people in an hour and 20-minute concert. But you can provide a catalyst, and you can provide a moment with God's grace through the gift of music and of testimony that I think will soften people's hearts, open their hearts up. And I think that's the purpose of it. When we travel town to town, we know that we're coming into relationships that exist. We're coming into an area where a lot of these people have an opportunity to attend a church, or they probably know somebody that's a Christian. And so, I think that's the purpose of, I don't know. Do you agree?
I totally agree. Like I said, just remember the words and sing in tune.
Okay, you guys normally have. Can I one more? One more?
I just want to be cognizant of your time.
Just sing in tune. Remember the words.
We're already past your time.
Come on, mate.
All right. So let's say you guys have a set list. Do you ever feel like sometimes just going in the spirit, changing it? Does that ever happen?
It's called set list.
Okay.
It stays set the way it is.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'll say one thing, I'm on a roll. What happens is that when you write a set list, then there's these songs, a couple of people say, how come you didn't play this? How could you say, you've got to play the songs that are the popular songs. And there's a couple of people that will say, you didn't play any of those newer songs. We're like, okay, well, the people that really wanted to hear all the songs said, you know what? I'd just like to say that I want you to edit that. That's a crap answer.
No.
Not preferred. That's good. Okay, wait.
That's going to get edited out now.
That's the thought. Here's the refined version.
What he's saying is that... Well, I couldn't finish this. This had nothing to do with what he's saying.
Help me.
What it is that there can be a myth that you... And I used to kind of think this way, that you go out and you just let it flow, let whatever happens flow on it. But really the Word says, the Bible says that to do things skillfully, and what we believe is that if you go out there with, if you memorize some sections of Scripture, if you have a song, like when we go out there on stage, we don't go out there and go, let me think, I'm going to write a new song here tonight in front of everyone. It's called Kumbaya. You start singing it. But what you do is you step out and all that rehearsal and all that the songwriting, you go out and you sing a song like He Reigns.
Yeah.
Then that's when the Spirit might be able to move, because there was preparation. You know what I mean? And it's still like, then you might go, hey, I'm gonna say something that was on my heart that I prepared for this. And so really, most preachers, the great speakers, when they get up, they usually have got something prepared. And so a lot of people that get up and, I'm going to let the Spirit flow, I've yet to see that. I think the Spirit wants you to put your work in. And
I've seen going in the Spirit just fall apart. I've seen it happen. It's happened to me.
Well, yeah, and that's if it was going into the Spirit, really. I'm not sure what Spirit was.
That's right.
Well, let's get you